Good morning, afternoon, and evening. I'm the Canadian, back with another Transformers review. I'm getting back in the habit of doing the N-scale reviews right now. Things are coming out and things are happening, but I'm not stopping the Transformers review, and I'm still going to be pumping them out just as frequently. Hopefully, maybe I'll get into a proper schedule for it, but that'll come and whenever the next update video is going to be, so stay tuned for that. But today, we're going to be looking at something normal but different. When you look at it, you think, you know, for those who pay attention to Transformers, it's a deluxe class. We're all familiar with the class system they use: Core or Legends, Deluxe, Warrior, no, Deluxe, Voyager, Leader, Commander, and now Titan for their extra big ones. But sometimes there's a series that come out, and there's been one that was, I want to say recently, but it was like 8 years ago now. Oh my god. I feel old. Oh my god. What happened? That changed it up a little bit. And for this one, they were listing their deluxe type figures as Warrior class. And that series I'm talking about is Transformers 2015 Robots in Disguise. Not to be confused with RID2015. Because apparently they had a brain fart when coming up with the names. And the figure we're looking at today is Warrior class Autobot Strongarm. And first thing you're going to notice is, compared to my other figures, is, wow, this is very minimalistic. You'd be right. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. This is very minimalistic because this line wasn't really meant for, you know, the collectors that we have nowadays, like when we have the Generations or Studio Series. This was meant for kids. You know, it was a kids show, kids figures, but a lot of collectors still went for them because some of these figures are quite good. And this figure, I'd say good, could be better, you know, but my display is moving. So you're looking at it. In the show Strongarm, she was a law enforcement cadet, and she was very, you know, by the book, but very, you know, rugged as well. And this alt mode, which I love, by the way, this is a very rugged, you know, can take a punch kind of alt mode. The figure can't take a punch, but it looks like it. And painting on this is very minimalistic. It's basic. You got blue and white. She's a cop truck. She's got her light bar up there. And a Autobot insignia on the front is chipping off, unfortunately. Yeah, it's kind of sad. She has a port up top for weapon, but weapon storage down below, and you can pretty much see how she's going to go. Here. Like, you know, basic figure. You know, it's going to be a simple transformation. You know, yeah. But you can take her gun here, which is also very basic and minimalistic, with a permanent blast effect in it. Not a fan of that. And park it up top as well. Park it like that. Park it like that. I am aware that, okay, there was the Takara version, which has a lot more deco on it. But there was also another release of this in Hasbro that had a lot of different deco on it. I never saw that, so I never got to experience that, so this is the one I get to have. But, yeah, looking at it, it's molded in white with the blue painted on the doors here. The legs here are molded in blue with the white painted on. The back here, white, painted red and blue. Blue molding, molded in white. The headlights are painted, tail lights aren't, and of course the wheels are molded in black. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. Oh, and a nice flat black for the windshield and side windows. She even has side view mirrors molded in, which you don't see much too. I do like this alt mode. I heard that Legacy Evolution is coming out with a Elita 1 repaint of Strongarm. And judging from the 3 molds that they did, Elita 1, Minerva, and Strongarm, I think Strongarm suits it the best. I'm definitely going to be picking that one up. So hopefully stay tuned for that. So other than that, let's get into transformation. Being from a kids series, it's very, very simple. First thing I'm going to do is going to have to flex the plastic a little bit here, unpeg the doors. Bring them up like this, gullwing style, and that just kind of loosens everything up here. And this pegs into the back, and just flip it up like so. Next up, gonna bring it up and raise the camera up. Again, at this point, you pretty much know how it's gonna go. Fold the feet out like so, and rotate the waist. Straighten out the legs here, because you do have to bend them a little bit for transformation. Arms, we now bring down, fold out the front end of the bumper, and then it folds in like so. Same side, second side, same as the first, like so. And then these ball joints kind of swing out, and then swing down like that. That I have an issue with that because I'll get to that in the articulation. And then fold up chest plate. And voila, you got Strongarm. Oh, and separate the legs. Strongarm in robot mode. And she is a very, very well built figure. Definitely a not like the other fembots that Hasbro's done, where they're very feminine looking. They have their assets, you know, you can tell. She is very stocky and very strong arm. I'll go back to my corner. Yeah, and I like the figure. The execution was nice on this figure. And yeah, like she looks like she can give a punch and also receive a punch and still be standing. The figure, not so much. And I'll get into that now. She's very hollow, as many figures of this line was. She's just starting to show her age. Like, this is starting to get a little loose. I've had some where I've stood her up and she's just gone flop. This, even though it's quite empty and light, I found that I have to be careful, because even though she does have a substantial heel here, she can fall over. Which, I guess, you know, camera's running, she's not going to fall over. I kind of knew that. The sculpting is very nice on here, very screen accurate. I don't think the paint is screen accurate at all, you know. Some new paint apps have been applied here. Of course, you have the head here, which, let's take a look at that head. That head is very nice as well. You can see that here. And for a kid's show, she is very detailed here, because when you look into the eyes here, first of all, you can tell that she's a fembot. Her lips have been, you know, you can tell by that. But her eyes, you can tell there is molding in the eyes. They are painted blue, but there is like pupil and cornea detailing in the eyes, which I think is really cool that they did for this line. And then, of course, her crest here is painted in yellow, face painted in, like, the whole head is molded in blue, but she's got her eyes painted blue, crest yellow, faces silver. But when you look at the back here, it's in black. I have a theory that maybe this was supposed to be for light piping, but, you know, budget. You know, kids line, low budget, less effort. When it comes to aesthetics, that's pretty much it. Let's move on to articulation. Articulation on this figure. Head is on a ball joint. It can go up, down and all around. The arms are on that weird joint. They're on a ball joint, so it can go up that far. But they're on that weird transformation joint right here. So if you want to move the hand up, you know, you have to hold it because this whole thing will move. It doesn't peg in or anything, but it can do a full 360. But I've found as well, if you hold it down, it whatever's in the middle that joins it, it flexes, and it feels a little sketchy to me. There is rotation right above the elbow here, and there is a double elbow. There is an elbow, but up here where the wheel is, it also as well. So it's almost like a double elbow, but that's for transformation. But you can use it as a double elbow. It does work. It does have a 360-degree waist rotation. It works for articulation, but it is for transformation. But they made that work. Hips are on a ball joint. They go that far, kick that far, and backwards that far. Just gotta move her wings around. There is thigh rotation, but that sound. Oh, I should have done this one. It's a lot quieter. But don't you just love that sound? I hate it, but yeah, thigh rotation, and then knees are at a 90-degree, and then nothing at the ankles except for this here. So overall, for our kids line, she's a very nice figure. Some things could be better, but again, kids line, low budget, if any. Very nice. And then her accessory is her gun. Her gun is molded in black with a blue blast effect. I have thought about cutting off the blast effect, but no. And does plug into either hand. And she can do the pew-pews. And arrest Decepticon animals. Because that's... Hold on. I'm going to take a pause at this and just talk about that. I mean, the series was okay. But what was with the Decepticons originally? Like, what was going... Like, were they, like, just pretty much... Like, because if you look at them, they're all animal-based. Like, we had one that was based off a wolf, frog, crab, lobster, scorpion. Okay, Scorponok, okay, I get it. But, like, what... And they're all inmates. I'm like, what... Was it like a zoo inmate? Like, were the Decepticons basically in a zoo? Or those ones? Like, what were they? And they weren't Predacons. They were Decepticons. So, other than Scorponok, why? Why did they do that? Like, was everyone else busy? Well, of course, we know Starscream in the later part of the season was cowering like the clown that he is sometimes. And Soundwave was stuck in the parallel universe, bulking himself up. So, where was everyone else? Because, again, that series was a sequel to Prime. Something that shouldn't have had a sequel anyways. But, okay, Megatron was off somewhere, defeated. Knockout turned Autobot. What happened to Shockwave? We didn't have a Shockwave. Could have brought him back. But yeah, you know, that's what they had lying around was a bunch of animal-based bots. But yeah, so that's going to be the end of my rant and the end of this video. I'm going to leave it off with that. If you like this video, click that like button. If you'd like to see more, subscribe. You're always welcome to subscribe, just like you're always welcome to leave a comment. Don't be shy, just tell me what you think, or even just drop by to say hi. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.